everyone, welcome to the weekly vlog. You'll probably notice that I'm sat on my bed rather than in my usual setup. That's because I'm still suffering with illness a bit, and in particular I'm quite lethargic at the minute, so I don't feel like I've got the energy to set up my usual things. And also today I've had a bit of a clingy kitty, so every time I try and get something done it keeps jumping on the bed and curling up in my lap and falling asleep, so that's not very conducive to getting things done today. Finally, I've had my doctor's appointment over the phone. After the appointment I freaked out and had a mini meltdown. Due to the symptoms that I'm suffering, I have to go see a gastrointestinal specialist, and that appointment, strangely, I'm not that fussed by, because if I have to have any kind of examinations or anything like that, they give you super strong sedatives, so you're completely away with the fairies. So the idea of any of that actually doesn't bother me at the moment. And also my mum has said that if I need sedatives, that she is going to drive the 2 hours from Yorkshire to where I live to take me to the appointment and stay with me a little while I start sort of like coming around a bit more and I'm able to do stuff myself. So I'm not going to be alone, I'm not going to have to go on the buses and all those sorts of things, and it's also not that far away, it's about a 10-minute drive. That appointment not filling me with dread. Blood tests filling me with dread and panic. For starters, where I live, I don't know what it's like around a lot of the rest of the country. I know it's the same where my mum lives, but basically they've got rid of a lot of nurses doing blood tests at doctors, and this has been for a few years now. So you have to go to a phlebotomy department, typically at a hospital. My nearest one is either a bus journey and a 15 to 20 minute walk, or 2 bus rides away. That's my nearest one. So it's going to take me well over an hour to an hour and a half just to get to the appointment, and then obviously I've got to do that trip back after having a blood test. I also suffer with bouts of low blood pressure, particularly after having things like blood tests done. So I need to book this appointment on a day when my partner is going to be off work, but it's going to be really fun navigating 2 buses back home while my blood pressure is plummeting. That's going to be fun. I have some kind of like mild trauma surrounding needles. The idea of getting a blood test, I also have a ridiculously low pain threshold, and I have kind of a bit of a phobia of pain. All of that combined, and having to travel, and all the sort of everyday issues of autism as well, and you know, the sensory overload and all the rest of it, I am just absolutely freaking out at the idea of having to get a blood test done. I haven't booked the appointments yet. I only just picked up this information yesterday, so I'm going to do it today, and obviously I've got to coordinate these appointments, one with my partner and one with my mum, so that's going to add extra difficulty to it. What my dad has told me though, because both my mum and my dad work in different positions within hospitals, and my dad turned around and said you can request to have the blood test taken elsewhere in your body, so not that kind of like crook of the elbow area which causes me some issues, so I could have it possibly taken from my hand instead. And also I can request to have numbing gel as well, so that it will take the majority of the sting feeling out of the needle going in and piercing the skin. So that's what I need to do, but I don't know whether I can do that at time of booking an appointment or whether I do that on the day or what have you, so that is something that I need to still look into. I've got my paperwork next to me because I'm going to sort this out very, very soon. I tried taking my anxiety tablet and that didn't help. Immediately after the appointment I was like a big baby, and I rang my mum and I was in tears. I was like, "Mum, we're going to have blood tests." And she sort of like started talking about other things to take my mind off it and things like that, so that did help a bit at the time. But every time I think about it I just want to burst into tears. not really looking forward to it, but it is things that unfortunately I have to do, because if there is something diagnosable there that needs treatment, then the only way they're going to find these things out is if I do this. Now, my blood test piece of paper is hilarious, which I haven't got with me. They're taking 3 vials of blood and they're doing about 12 different tests. They're doing all the usual stuff like various vitamins and stuff like that, but they're actually going to test for celiac disease as well, which is interesting because that's not something I ever really considered, but it's also to eliminate it if it isn't that. I'm hoping that once I book the appointments, I'll be able to kind of like get it out of my mind for a little bit and concentrate on other things, and then push the freaking out to nearer the time when I'll have more reason to freak out. Luckily, I've got quite a bit of work to get done on the other YouTube videos, so the Saturday videos in particular. I have a lot of work to get done on those. I have some different things coming up to do with the YouTube channel as well, and I'm also seeing my 2 girly friends again tomorrow, Laura and Claire, so that's going to take my mind off it. You will see Laura and Claire in a couple of videos coming in the near future, so that is something to look forward to. But for now, I'm going to go curl up in a corner and cry for a little bit and get it out of my system, and then try and edit this video, and I shall see you in the next video. Bye for now.